Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy ColtsTalk. We're back with another video, and today we're going to be mentioning why Jeff Saturday is still a strong candidate for the head coaching job for the Indianapolis Colts. And it's quite clear, um, he had a good interview. If you guys didn't notice, which scares me because, whenever you can, present yourself as a candidate for a head coaching job, and you give yourself a good interview, no matter what job you're in, that just shows you how good you can be at that position or the potential you can have. And it pretty much raises the eyebrows in the front office that gives your application the thumbs up. It's pretty clear. And, he never really got his fair shot at the head coach position when you look at his stance or his scenario of which encountered when he joined the Indianapolis Colts head coaching department. He came in as an interim head coach middle of the season. So he never really got his full opportunity. Him returning as the head coach for the Indianapolis Colts will give him that option, and it'll give him his chance to, bring in his own staff, which is another thing that can play into, the whole scenario of being the head coach, hiring your staff that's going to go with you. A lot of people know that he doesn't have that type of tenure or, experience to have his own staff. He might not have, you know, the right group of guys to bring in compared to who else they interviewed at head coach. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, we don't know what the future may bring when he does that. If he becomes the head coach, so I wouldn't count him out of that job because the job is wide open. They interviewed 13 people, and he happened to be one of the first few. So it's no clear shot of who's going to be the head coach for the Colts. But I will say Jeff Saturday is a strong candidate. Just from my thoughts personally, I do think he is a strong candidate. So it definitely worries me because we interviewed a lot of good coaches, and if we happen to drop the ball on this head coaching job and rehire Jeff Saturday, I'm not saying he's going to be a bust or a terrible head coach, but it will be giving him a fair shot to actually start from the beginning with his own staff and train with the team, like the whole off-season process, the workouts, the camps, the off-season, the preseason. Giving him his full shot will probably give you a different outcome of what you may do. But I think Jeff Saturday is probably a better offensive coordinator, or I would say offensive line coach, than a head coach compared to the guys with experience that you've interviewed over him. Like I said, again, giving him his fair shot is a different scenario. But him compared to all the other candidates that they've interviewed, I mean, there's no clear cut that Saturday is probably better than them in their job. When you compare to who they've interviewed, of course, Bryce Callahan is probably the favorites out of the Colts nations when it comes to the head coaching job. A lot of people like Dan Quinn as well. Some D'Amico Ryans is out there. Ben Johnson went back to Detroit, but I mean, there's a lot of coaches that you can take over Jeff Saturday if you want to be competitive and actually have a better chance of constructing an offense with a rookie QB. You would want to bring in a coach with some type of experience, maybe a little bit younger as well, to try to adapt to the quarterback so he can feel a little bit more comfortable, and you can just gel and grow with them at the same time. Bringing in Saturday, I don't know how you can get that from that scenario. Like I said, this isn't just slander. We all love Jeff Saturday. We love him as a guy, as the player, the former player. But at the head coach going into next season, and with so much at stake this year, especially this offseason with drafting a rookie QB, you don't want to mess this up. You don't want to mess up this process at all. And this is something you have to be extremely careful with if you're the Indianapolis Colts going into next season. You can't mess up this process. So I'm nervous. They still got a few more interviews. They're going to be cutting down the list to the final 5, I think, or the final 10 going into this week. So we're going to be hearing more news about this, and then whoever gets hired as the head coach or whoever the final candidates is, you guys will hear from me again for sure. But you guys let me know your thoughts about Jeff Saturday being a strong candidate for the head coaching job for the Colts. How do you feel about it? Do you think he deserves a second chance? If not, who would you want to head coach? Let me know all these things in the comment section. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.